Okay, so it seems like the situation going on with NTE and a lot of VTubers at the moment has been getting a little bit worse, as if you don't know, NTE has been involved in a little bit of drama to do with the fact that they used AI generated content within their game. For example, like this one cutscene that is playing on the screen right now, as well as a couple of other ones too, taking almost like the style of Makoto Shinkai and adding it to their game, right? But essentially, there's been a lot of VTubers who have been dropping this sponsor, or at least kind of researching it a little bit further after this kind of news has come out, including people like Shylily and ironmouse, who we both talked about in the last video. So if you guys want to go into a more detailed look at both of these responses that they had, then I definitely recommend checking it out. But essentially, Shylily, said that she wanted to go and do more research and actually ended stream a little bit early, and ironmouse obviously made like a little statement saying like, they didn't tell her that there was any AI in there, and they ended up just kind of, straight up lying about it to her agency, right? So again, of course, that wasn't great, and a lot of people weren't happy about that. And I think that was the thing that annoyed a lot of people the most, was the fact that they, weren't very truthful about the fact that there was AI in the game, because of course, people like ironmouse are very heavily against it, right? You could be, pro AI if you wanted to be, right? And, you could still have a problem with this because, they weren't truthful to the people that they were trying to sponsor, which I thought was a little bit odd. And obviously nobody likes that, regardless of AI, what you think of AI, right? But there has been a lot of other kind of VTubers that have been either speaking out about it or that have kind of made content surrounding it. And it seems to be, getting a little bit more interesting, including people like Lee, who obviously did a kind of cover thing. And she puts AI is stinky poo poo. And obviously this is around the same time. Of course, she hasn't made like a full-on like crazy big post like maybe some have, but again, she just puts that straight out there. And again, that's due to the fact though, because she was actually involved in a cover for NTE. It was like a sponsored cover, and the thing is with NTE, this is why this has become such a problem in the VTubing space, is because, oh my god, it's because essentially NTE had sponsored a lot of, creators and a lot of VTubers specifically to cover the game, right? Either it's making a cover of the song or either actually playing the game. Either way, they did kind of hire a bunch of VTubers to sponsor it, and that's why it's become such a big issue in the VTubing space, because as we know, a lot of VTubers like to support artists rather than AI. I say, most of them, the majority of them, right? Obviously, there are some people, though, that do use it, right? But I think either way, you could do whatever you want. As I said, throughout every video that I've made on this, I don't really care what your stance is on AI. I don't really care about it. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. It just has to be good, right? But 9 times out of 10, AI tends to not be that good anyways in terms of quality, for me at least. Obviously, that's just a personal design thing that I prefer, right? It's not because I'm like AI water whatever. It's more so just like I just don't think it looks that great. But of course, some people have different opinions on that as well, right? But I think whenever you're working with VTubers though, who are very heavily, have a completely different opinion to mine, or maybe yours, or maybe someone else's, in the sense of, they are very artist first. They do not like AI at all. Of course, like people like ironmouse, and that's why, she decided not to take the sponsor. But they've, hired a bunch of VTubers, which is like, that's the whole, most VTubers, especially big ones, if you ask them about AI, they're not gonna like it, right? And then they've just gone and hired all of them, right? So that's what's caused like this kind of heavy amount of backlash, because now you've got, covers like this, for example, on Bao's channel, where Bao did a cover of NT as well, and obviously Lee did one. I think Cinder did one as well, and a couple more VTubers also did one, right? And of course, it's none of these people's fault, right? It's none of their fault, because they've just made a cover for an ad, and that's all they wanted, right? But of course, we know that they haven't been too truthful in terms of speaking to other people about it, and speaking to the agencies, and speaking to the talent about what is featured in this game, and the fact that they do use some AI assets, which of course is pretty interesting. Now, of course, if you guys saw the last video we made on this, they did actually respond saying that they were going to go through and make some changes and things, but of course, I think it definitely has done some damage to the game already, in the sense of people would not be very kind of trustworthy of the game, right? Especially with the lying, right? I think that is the main thing that people care about, and that's my biggest point here, is the fact that I don't think a lot of people care about the AI art so much. I think people care about the truthfulness towards their kind of creators, right? Because, for example, ironmouse, right? We talked about this in the last video. Ironmouse wasn't like told that there was AI in this because they asked specifically, right? I can understand maybe if a VTuber didn't even ask about it and, you know, they just expected them to tell them, then maybe you could argue, okay, you know, there's a point there that to be made, maybe they should have asked or whatever. Sure. But ironmouse actually did ask. They had, like, her team asked, like, 100%, like, flat out, like, hey, you know, is there any AI in this? And apparently they told them no. So again, that's like the issue that people are having, because, you know, she asked about it specifically, and they said no, when there was. And again, of course, you know, that's the thing that people are worried about in terms of the truthfulness and, you know, working with other creators in the future, right? Because if they would do this to one creator, you know, who else would they do this to, right? And that's the concern that some people have, right? As well, some people have been commenting on it, saying, you know, ironmouse, shylily, armily, and even the VA for the game, Maggie Elise, have come out against the usage of AI in Nevernost Everness. They cite being lied to about the use of AI, as well as being protective of the artists and voice actors from who AI threatens. What about the programmers? What about the developers? Generative AI today is used universally in the development of software and has already led to the loss of many software development jobs, especially for junior entry-level jobs. AI is already taking over in every single game, software, website, and even, yes, the back end of Twitch. Oh, but it's a different technology. And obviously, this is what people have started to kind of point out here, is the difference between, you know, certain AIs and how people kind of feel about different things. For example, shylily actually mentioned in her clip saying, like, she doesn't mind some sorts of AI and whatever, but like generative AI is the one that she doesn't like in terms of the art. And obviously some people are now arguing the fact that, hey, it's all AI anyways, right? You're now just arguing for certain types of AI, but not this one. But again, I can kind of see what they mean. And no, generative AI, whether it's LLM with Claude Code or AI art videos, uses the same kind of transformer algorithm. AI is already in tons of games, especially in code, and they don't disclose that just because it's not art assets. Requiring disclosure only for creative tasks, not for programming, is a double standard. You people don't care about the other people's livelihood. You care about the optics of playing a game on stream or taking sponsors now that the drama has unfolded into mainstream discourse. But they don't care when AI is used in Nikkei art assets, which, yeah, is true. And again, obviously, that's a big factor because, you know, some of these people have been playing other games that use AI assets or have used AI, whether it's in the pre-production, whether it's in the game itself or whatever. And if you guys don't know, the Nikkei, you know, the Nikkei CEO, or, you know, the Nikkei guy, the creator, who actually follows me on Twitter somehow, he's very big into AI. He posts AI all the time, despite being an artist. And obviously, I'm pretty sure his wife's an artist for the game as well. You know, despite all of those connections, he posts a lot of AI art. And again, it's pretty obvious that he uses some of it within some of his games. Nikkei, I don't know too much about, but I know maybe Stellar Blade, they did use it in. But again, obviously, all of these people played these games, right? Obviously, they used AI in Expedition 33 as well for the pre-production, which, of course, nobody cared about. And say, or is AI that is used in the software for all the modern games, saying AI is transforming how work gets done across every creative and tech industry, just like previous tech waves did. Crushing out about simple differences between creative and technical is stupid when they are both replacing, augmenting human labor in exactly parallel ways. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's interesting. People say, damn, I kind of want to play this game now. I'll play your game. So yeah, obviously a lot of people have been kind of discussing that too, but there has been a little bit of backlash, of course, as I said, towards some of these VTubers, which again, I think, you know, they're entitled to their own opinion, right? I'm not gonna like sit here and be like, ironmouse and shylily and everyone else should be playing this game right now. You know, I don't care, right? If they don't want to play the game because it's got AI in it, that's totally up to them, right? And I think that's 100% their prerogative to do that, right? And I think people getting mad at them doing that, are a little bit stupid, right? If they don't want to play it because it's got AI in it, that's fine. Obviously, you can point out the fact that maybe some of the other games they play have AI in it, which I think, you know, is a valid kind of argument as well. But again, maybe they just have some, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking, but sometimes maybe they don't find out until after. Sometimes they just don't know about it at all as well. But again, you know, you can argue that, I guess. But yeah, that's essentially all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.